Nashville Marathon out here. So this is the 2021 Nashville Marathon. You can see here that the hills are abundant and plentiful. These blue lines right here, vertical lines, are the water stops out on course, which you can see are pretty much everywhere out here. So you will not have to worry about that. I wouldn't need to run with any extra stuff except if you wanted to run with some of your self-blended formula or some pre-made formula that is not out on course for you. What we do know about the course is that it is a lot hillier than people think, and um, it's just kind of relentless with those hills. The hills are never really super aggressive except for in a couple of different spots, but what they do is they just keep coming and coming and coming. So we're breaking down the race course in a little bit new this year. So we have on the top right, the elevation gain is about 1,500 feet, they say. There's been reports of that not being totally accurate with a lot of this elevation gain coming and going from the overpasses and things like that. Just keep that in mind when you're out on that race course, that it might be a little bit less. Right around 1,200 is pretty much what we expect from a race course like this. If you are an athlete, right here, I took this from one of our existing athletes doing the race this year. This athlete is doing 196 average projected out on the course this year, according to their training target numbers. And we've broken down the course into three separate areas: the uphills, the endurance areas, and the downhills over here. Because this is an up and down race for sure, there's only really a couple straightforward endurance zones, those A, B, and C areas, and you can see that a lot of their time is going to be spent going up or down on this course. Right out of the gate, it's going to be going down. Very, very typical for athletes to overdo this first section, number one, right in here on the downhill area. So just be sure that you're not overdoing it out on that first little area through there. If you do, you need to slow it back as soon as possible, because for like the next 2 or 3 miles up there, that is going to be uphill. It's going to be a bit of a slog. There's going to be a little bit of a break halfway through, but for the most part, after you reach the bottom of this downhill, you're going up until mile 2.5, 3 in that area. After that, it's downhill up, and it just keeps on going. I will spare you with the details, but that is pretty much a basic race breakdown for an athlete such as this caliber right here, about let's call it 200 average right here. Something to note, that loop on the back end is a double loop, so make sure you do that through the park twice. You can see the hill here and again over here. Doing that only once will DQ you, so make sure you do that loop at the very end 2 times. If you're unsure about that, make sure you head over to the race area. I will also link it to you in the course documents for you, so you can see it where it lies, specifically out on course through there. But by and large, once the major part of the elevation comes right through here, 6.5, 7 miles in, after that, it purely becomes about management after here. And again, these ticky-tacky hills will get you again and again and again, and they'll feel like the hills will just never stop coming. And if you look at this profile, this is one of the busier profiles you will see for a marathon outright anywhere. Standalone marathon or a Ironman marathon. Keep that in mind. It's a very technical style of running through here. Make sure you're watching your power numbers, your pace numbers, also using that in conjunction with your heart rate numbers out on the course for race day success, and you will be set. I will be sending you these individually for your race targets for the race here. So if this is not you, just keep in mind that extra data will be coming your way and extra targets will be headed your way for race day. And that is the marathon in a nutshell. If you have any other questions, let me know about it. I know this is super quick, but I want to talk to you guys on a more individual basis. This is just the general overview out on the course.